No,
Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to the show. I'm turning down this lovely song. This is one of my favorite songs that you came in on,
what's
Lanyard.
that?
So
Yeah, oh yeah. Okay, I heard you
I
singing to it when I got on. Okay.
I love this song, Clizz. Oh my God, I've been playing it all day.
Okay.
So welcome,
Awesome.
welcome, welcome to the Face Behind the Brand. I am your host, Monique Marie, and you are Clizzy Houston.
You know it.
So thank you
Um,
so much for taking the time out today. Um, for your folks on the East Coast, on the West Coast, the Midwest, everybody knows who you are. Some folks here on the West Coast, but tell us, those who don't know, introduce yourself, please.
I am Clizzy Houston, Clizzy H, Mr. H Town himself.
Yes.
Pretty bear hip hop, you know what I'm saying? Gentle giant, all that songwriter, excuse me, self-claimed pen musician, just all around music enthusiast.
Yes, absolutely. Well, and again, hats off to you. I have discovered just so much about you in the last, I would say, week here, and I am very impressed. You seem to have taken the scenic route to your career.
Most
As,
definitely.
yes, as a poet, as a ghostwriter. You mentioned, of course, yes, a hip hop artist, R&B writer, pop, country, gospel. I mean, you name it, you know.
Yeah. Jack of
So,
all
yeah, jack
trades.
of all trades. I mean, that's from
Yeah,
a performance perspective, right? I mean, but
absolutely.
but yes, in retrospect, you are a writer. You're a poet. Um,
Absolutely.
so tell me, who in the family influenced you?
Um, I hear my dad was a poet.
Hmm.
He used to write poems, right?
Okay.
But my mom, she really got me into um the fascination of words. Like she used to have me, like I was probably 2 years old, asking me where did I live, what's the street name, what's your mama name, what's your daddy's name, all that kind
Wow.
of good stuff. And so I just got into just the love of words, and like we used to, like the license plate, we used to try to find different words to memorize the license plate. She wanted us to always be in tune and tapped in with our identity.
Mm-hmm.
So how we can say, just regurgitate wherever we're from, who we're from, just run our whole lineage to, if need be, just know our background. We would come up with different words for like PLR might be plus life, Renaissance or whatever,
Yeah.
and then the number on the license plate. And so I just had a fascination with acronyms. So I just started piecing stuff together and just making things connect and work.
Mm-hmm.
So I
Mm-hmm.
started writing poetry when I was 10, and I eventually got into like a competition when I was 12 that actually garnered my 1 year stint with Hallmark. I wrote for Hallmark when I was 12 to 13.
Oh my God.
So I didn't
Wow.
really jump off into like music until maybe 18. So like English was like my favorite subject or whatever. I always like British literature and everything because that's where the poet um, scenarios came out with different sonnets and stuff like that, different styles of poetry.
Mm-hmm.
Um, everybody had to read Macbeth and all that, Hamlet
Yes.
and stuff like that. I just got, in tune with it, and got into spelling bees, going nationals and all that kind of. I lost my first spelling bee
Mm.
in first grade. After that, I just went for it. I just won every last one of them since then. And so I just got into words. So my mom just had me reading words, writing words, saying words, spelling words. That was the
Yeah.
form, just, coaching me through the spelling bees and everything. So everything just progressively connected the dots,
Mm-hmm.
and, just brought me to where I am now. And I just started to piece together um, the unorthodox format of poetry into more of a structured format for the music world.
Wow. It's amazing. I mean, obviously, as you just said, music was your first language. I mean, or I should say,
Absolutely.
poetry and writing, you know what I'm saying? And so it just, just listening to your music, I hear a lot of music, as we spoke, I told you, I'm a singer, songwriter, but I have never in my life like literally experience what I experienced this week. And I mean, that's just like an experience. And then, you know, understanding that's what you're providing is a music experience, right?
Indeed.
I felt like I walked through Walt Disney World, Hitsville,
Wow. Wow. Appreciate that.
Atlanta. I mean, I was all over the world this week, and just, you know, with the music, the elements, the melodic sounds, just the instruments in general. Like a lot of artists are not using as many instruments anymore, and like getting away from the music, you know.
Right.
So who are some of the greats that you know, obviously listened to in the household, you know, some of those classic R&B singers?
Well, I mean, I started off as a hip hop performer. Now I am a advocate for hip hop. I love hip hop, but
Mm-hmm.
I started off gospel and R&B. So hearing a lot of James Brown,
Mm.
um, a lot of like Fred Hammond, Kirk Franklin. I listened to a lot of gospel quartets back in the day, and then venturing off into Luther Vandross. I'm a Luther Vandross fan. You
Yes,
know,
yes.
gotta love Luther. You know, OJ's, a lot of different things I was exposed to, and I just like the groove of R&B, just the rhythm part of it, just
Mm-hmm.
kind of captured me. So it's like, you know, just being in tune just with the metronome of life. Because like I can't even hit my signal in the car without coming up with some type of lyric. It's like
Yeah.
it's a beat all the time. So like I was told, you know, we're born with rhythm.
Yes.
Like before your mom even knew that you were in her womb, they heard the heartbeat. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? So
Yes.
that's it's life to me. So music is just life to me. I find a melody in everything.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
in everything that I do. So yeah, so you know, just greats like that. You know, Michael Jackson was a super fan favorite of
Yeah.
mine.
Yeah. Yeah.
From young Mike to King of Pop Mike, you know.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
all those different entities, all the way into the different groups like the Jodeci's, the Drew Hills, you
Mm-hmm.
know, stuff like that. I just tapped in, and I've been locked in ever since.
Well done. Okay. Man of
Appreciate
the
it.
Hour, Volume 1, Manifestations. I see, am I pronouncing his name right? Is it Highlighter? Is it,
Highlighters in the building.
I
He is
see
on the
Highlight.
he's on the record Blackout.
I
Yes.
was just about to say Blackout first because okay, so Blackout, Lanyard, Niggas, I Am, Life's Good, Got Next. I mean, all these songs.
Right,
There's
right.
9 tracks. Every single song is amazing. You have some amazing, as you see, highlighted some amazing features.
Yes.
You know, I see Lucci Fontaine on there. Of course, the Lanyard was just like, again,
Oh
playing
man.
when we came in. And you did a visual for Lanyard. So talk to me about the process of that.
Oh wow.
Amazing visual too, by the way.
Oh, appreciate that. Shout out to Triple M Productions. That's my
Yes.
brother Willie Johnson. He did an amazing job. Matter of fact, Willie J, who is also on track number 3,
Mm-hmm.
Dreamer. He also shot the video
Wow.
for Lanyard. So
Major
Lanyard,
talent here.
yeah. So actually, like it's all in the family. My brother-in-law, Block B's, he made the track,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and I had that track for like 2 years.
Wow.
And it was Christmas. No, it was New Year's Eve leading into this year where I got a call. I was at the dealership getting an oil change, and a good buddy of mine, shout out to Nias Records, Eric Johnson. He said, "Hey, yo, Clizz, you wanna do something with Rolls Royce?" I was like, "Okay," you know what I'm saying.
Wow.
So he got with the brand manager for Rolls Royce here in Atlanta. Shout out to Alex Bouquet. Um, we linked up, and we just started building a little project together, you know, just building the brand, building his brand, and also expanding mine. It's like an expansive
Mm-hmm.
experimental project.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And so
Major networking.
absolutely. So, you know, your network is your net worth. You know what I'm saying? Your network is your network,
Mm-hmm.
vice
Mm-hmm.
versa.
Yes.
So my brother Mel P, he also, we linked together, and we created a storyboard
Mm.
and a visual to go along with the vision or whatnot. Presented that to Alex Bouquet and Eric Johnson, and it was a hit from there. So sent it off to Willie. Willie reviewed it, had some different ideas for it. He brought in some reinforcements with King Size Media, multimedia group. My man, Mr. Insane, he came
Mm-hmm.
through. He was taking AD. Also, shout out to G Thinks Pictures.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
He was there as well. He did my behind the scenes. If you checked out some of the behind the scenes
Yes.
footage,
Yes.
very very dope, talented group of gentlemen, and we just all linked up. It was just a synergy. We were able to get the Rolls Royce Wraith in the film,
Mm-hmm.
and I call it a film. It's like a movie. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
It's literally a movie.
Most
Like,
definitely,
you see it. So
most
when I
definitely.
posted, I'm like posting like more than I probably should have as far as the amount, the length. But I'm like, you need to watch at least enough to then go
Right.
watch it again on YouTube.
Most definitely. Most definitely. So
So yeah.
yeah, we just built that whole storyboard and the visual and everything. That's not the first video that I've done, but that's the first video for this year,
Okay.
actually.
Yeah.
You know, with the pandemic and everything, trying to finesse and finagle that,
Mm-hmm.
you know, it was a job within itself, but we got it done.
Mm-hmm.
We shot it in July, and everything went without a hitch. You know, well, you know, we had some hiccups here and there along
Of
the way,
course.
but
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know,
yeah.
we adjust to those different things. So
But it came out amazing. I mean, like you said, it's a movie, right? So
absolutely.
yeah, it's doing the justice of delivering the real visual for the song. Like I understand what a lanyard is.
Wow, appreciate that. Appreciate that.
Like
Shout
I
out
was
to
saying,
Big E on that too, yeah, because my man Big E, he told me, he was like, you know what we call the Rolls Royce? He said we call it a land yacht.
yes,
Yeah, so it just gave me an idea. So again, that record sitting on the track for 2 years, it just dawned on me. It's like it felt like luxury.
yes.
So I was like, I just started humming the words to myself and
Mm-hmm.
wrote it in April. So I literally had that track for 2 years. This opportunity pops up within itself, and it just ties in everything. Everything's cohesive with the album Manifestations.
Yes,
So
yes,
we spoke it through.
mm-hmm.
Everything has its own time and harvest. So it is what it is. It was beyond my time, and it's always God's time, and
Yeah,
it's never mine. I'm just a vessel. I just showed up, and He shows out. You know what I'm saying?
absolutely. Well, happy birthday to Man of the Hour. Because
Absolutely.
basically
Happy birthday.
you gave
Yes.
birth this year. Well, you know, it gave birth. God gave birth to an amazing song this year, amazing album. All these tracks are again incredible. And I'm not trying to, you know, just overly do it here, but I really am humbled and impressed with the body of work. A lot of, you know, a lot of artists, of course, that we are, you know, sometimes we do want to hurry things and rush things. But yes, I think, you know, songs are timeless, you know. So if you wrote this song 2 years ago and it was supposed to be born this year, then this is the time it's supposed to be here. And what a perfect time. So
Absolutely.
talk to me about Brickwall.
Wow. Okay. So I'm gonna spin a little bit, do my little.
That's okay.
I'm at Brickwall right now.
Okay, perfect timing.
You know what I'm saying? This is my home away from home. Saturdays are Clizzy Saturdays.
Wow.
Um, Brickwall. My guy Cheeb, Sonny Cheeb. He's a
Mm-hmm.
super duper producer,
Yeah.
great guy as
Shout out to
well.
Sunny Chief.
Yeah, absolutely. My cousin Jay Swab actually introduced us before he made his move
Mm-hmm.
to Tennessee.
Wow.
So Cheebs and I linked up. I heard some of his tracks or whatever, and I was like, "Yo, this guy's nice." So I just kept coming over, and
Mm-hmm.
we just created a dialogue and discussed each other's different goals and aspirations or whatnot, just to have some type of bond, some type of communication beyond just him engineering and press and record or
Mm-hmm.
creating production. And I also wanted to add something to the table as well. So I just we went back and forth, discussed a lot of different things, and like we're still crafting and working things out. But we made a cohesive vibe. I felt like I'm a big fan of Drake and 40.
Yes.
So Drake and 40 being his producer and doing a lot of different things for Drake, and the well-faceted, multifaceted vibes that 40 provides for Drake. I felt the same thing with Cheese. I call him Cheese.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
it's like that vibe. I just wanted to have a natural, organic vibe. And when we started, we've been working for about 2 years now, and it's like we just have a multitude, I mean, a plethora, I mean, crazy archive
Yeah.
full of records. And we're just recording, every weekend. Every weekend we're doing what we do, and then we politic. And it's more than just music. It's about the business and what we're going to do. We don't want to be studio stars.
Yes.
So it's not nothing that we do, we create here. We don't put a cap on it. It's meant to be, exalted into the universe.
Mm-hmm.
So we get it up out of here, but we do it with a method, a purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Everything's purpose driven. We build a
Absolutely. Yeah.
story behind it, and infrastructure. So I mean, that's where we at. So it's more than just recording. We actually built a business. So
Mm-hmm.
um, my cousin and I, Jay Suave, along with my whole team, Highlighter, the brand, everybody, we're all 45 Secrets. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? So 45 Secrets just bridged over to Brickwall. It's 45 Secrets Brickwall. So we just made it a family oriented thing, and we're just vibing and just riding the wave.
Well, it's amazing. So you're also, besides the studio and like you said, business, you're providing knowledge and resources to indie artists then, right?
Absolutely,
Okay.
absolutely.
Yeah, that's incredible. Okay, so not just making music, just understanding the business. And I think, as you know, I'm really, really big on business. Like, and people notice I won't record. I won't even begin to record until split sheets. And I'm so classic and old fashioned and whatever you want to call it.
Right.
I'm protecting my babies, so
Understood.
let's talk a little bit about that, because of course you may have some aspiring artists, some aspiring writers, tuning in or going to see this. And what are your thoughts about that? Like the publishing and the copyrights and the business of this industry, how important that is.
Extremely important. I think um, it's a great thing for you to be well versed in that area, because it was things that I just didn't know about publishing and the aftermath of it all. I'm a Dr. Dre fan too, so that
Yes.
means a lot. That aftermath, that what happens after everything happens, is what counts. And
Yeah.
really, what happens before everything starts is what counts. You know what I'm saying? So understanding your publishing, understanding where everything goes, understanding that knowledge is wealth.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and just being a forward thinker on that, making sure that all your ducks are in a row before you ship anything out. Um, major key, major
Mm-hmm.
key. It's so much. We gotta view the music industry like the real estate business.
Absolutely.
There's equity in this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It means something. Like, don't be so quick. I mean, the way the internet and the way the music industry is kind of vibing now, and has been it seems like the past 10 years, um, independents really have independence.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you don't necessarily need a major. You are the major.
Creative control, right? It's all about,
Absolutely.
yes, creative
Creative
control.
control, it means a lot.
Yeah.
Your input definitely means a lot. So, that was one of my mistakes early on. That's what I always, pretty much instill or pour into anybody that I come across timelines with, is don't just be you have to be creative in front of the camera and behind the camera as well.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So my Achilles heel in the beginning was thinking all I had to do was get in the booth, record, be as creative as I wanted to be, and that was it. Let everybody else take care of the business part. And I was thumbs down on that one. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Lesson.
But I
Yeah.
learned my lesson from that,
Mm-hmm.
and everything is a teachable moment. I'm human, so I just learned to move around. You know, you got to be able to finesse, because people are out here finessing all the time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All the time, always out to get you. So, yeah, that publishing is key.
Yeah.
Having your own publishing house,
Mm-hmm.
the PRO,
Mm-hmm.
understanding that BMI, ASCAP, and CSAC is not the only collectives. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? Understanding that.
Yeah.
You know, get with Song Trust,
Mm-hmm.
register yourself with Sound Exchange. I'm with Sound Exchange.
Mm-hmm.
Understand what terrestrial radios are. You know, the Pandoras, the XM radios, the Sirius radios, and all that kind of good stuff. All these different entities tie into your outreach into the world. It's such a vast world out there when it goes to the digital side, from the physical realm to the digital realm,
Mm-hmm.
and it's things that you don't want. You want to reciprocate that. You want to receive it,
Yeah.
back. You want that boomerang effect, and you want those PROs are not looking for everything. It's just
Right.
a systemic mechanical royalty.
So let me circle back to something then. So you mentioned Sound Trust, right? So say Sound Trust is an administrator, right? So they go after, they're more like an administrator. They're not like a PRO, correct?
Right.
Okay. So if you're
Right.
with, say, BMI or ASCAP, do you want to sign up with Sound Trust as well?
You have to, because
Okay.
like BMI ASCAP only goes but so far.
Okay.
Like if your stuff is playing on Pandora, if your stuff is playing in a hotel bar, you know, because
Mm-hmm.
everything is connected to a playlist now that they also register. You
Mm-hmm.
know, if Instagram is going to stop you from, let's say you make a post and you have somebody's record on there, or Facebook,
Mm-hmm.
and they make you say, I do not own
Yeah, the
this
rights to this.
music, the rights to this music, right? If they do that,
Right.
then that means that in any avenue, any medium where music can be played, it's registered and they hold you accountable. So when it's reported, you get accounted for that. But BMI, ASCAP, and CSAC, they're not looking for, you know what I'm saying, those different things. The Harry Fox agency, I mean, all these different things, you got to
Mm-hmm.
find yourself too. So it's like Song Trust, Sound Exchange, Harry Fox. Those are extra appendages that you can, extend from your PRO. You got to have the PRO, but then you also have to have those different entities as well. You know, pick your poison on either one of those. They're all great, but you have to have that in addition to your PRO.
Yeah. Well, wonderful, wonderful information, very invaluable, I'm sure, and certainly appreciative for it. Obviously, with that type of knowledge in business and this type of, again, music that you're releasing, you definitely have the right team around you, right? The supportive team. You have a great management team. You have a wonderful manager, Brandon Hicks.
Yeah, he just
Um,
joined here too. 829 group. Shout out to 829 group.
Hello there. Hello. I see Juche's signature. What's going on, girl? She's also a hip hop artist from the East Coast there.
Juche.
Welcome, welcome. So yeah, you talked about the team, because the team is crucial, right? The people you can trust, the people who are working for you, the people who are putting together this amazing presentation. So talk also about your team and how support is crucial to the game.
Okay, so 45 Secrets, 829 group, that's a collective of over literally 20 years.
Wow.
It's family, like
Mm-hmm.
literally family. But nonetheless, even though we're family, we still got to do good business. We do
Business.
good business.
Mm-hmm.
So, Lucci Fontaine, everybody on there, even on Way Up, that's my niece singing on the hook.
Wow.
Kiera, she's super dope, super dope.
Amazing.
So it's a family affair, and we work with each other, and we work for a common goal.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like so it's one and the same.
Yeah.
They work for me, I work for them. We work for a common goal, and we set those and attack them and achieve them.
Yeah.
But definitely, I do nothing without the village that I ride with.
Mm-hmm.
They make it that much more interesting, that much more, I don't want to say easier, but um, they make it possible
Mm-hmm.
to deal with the different challenges out here, and we just make it work.
Yeah.
I just do my due diligence, and it's rewarding from what they do and run along with me. So I
Mm-hmm.
appreciate all of y'all for tolerating with me, and, you know what I'm saying, and all that I have going on. But yeah, it's a lot of different jewels, a lot of different things that special projects that we have going on and that we're doing that's
Mm-hmm.
coming in the next year.
Well, you're literally providing the ultimate experience with Man of the Hour, as I've mentioned before, Volume 1. Branding, talk to me about branding and how to strategically thrive in such a competitive industry. Because, like I told you, when I first saw, the visual, it's just like I wanted to come inside. You know what I'm saying? I just want to go in and get lost and listen and stay forever. So talk about branding and how important that is.
Understanding that I'm not just an artist.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a brand. I'm a product,
Mm-hmm.
and we have so many different ideas. That intellectual property is something else. It's a beast. So we just we brand that concept.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I'm nothing more than a concept.
Yeah.
Um, but that's what we do. And you talking about every Sunday linking up with the team, and we have our creative meetings. You come up with all these different ideas. You're talking about whiteboards. You're talking about Google Documents.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of interaction going on the Google Drive. A lot
Mm-hmm.
of back and forth throughout the week,
Business,
just
business.
to
Yeah.
just to post one post.
Yeah.
The verbiage, the messaging, the campaigning, all that involved, the visuals that you see, everything is crazy.
Master.
Everything's crazy. So it's like we just carefully crafted. Like I said, we have the gun, we
Mm-hmm.
just build the ammunition. And I
Yeah.
tell people all the time, um, don't shoot all your shots. You know what I'm saying? Be
Mm-hmm.
strategic. If you hit this particular star, it wasn't a ricochet, it wasn't by accident. You meant to do that. Let's be a sniper with our ammunition. And
Mm-hmm.
that's our craft. That's our verbiage, that's our messaging, that's our content. So, within understanding what content curation is and building all this stuff, because a lot of people will be like, yo, Clizz, like what agency you with or whatever. And
Yeah.
really it's our own agency.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I'm just funneled through those different pipelines. So because of what we're doing with Clizzy Houston, we have a lot of different other artists and companies that's come to us and requested us on helping them revamp, reshape, rebirth, if you will, their own products and brands and artistry. So that's what we're doing. What we did was just had to wear many different hats, trying
Mm-hmm.
to eliminate the middleman because it's a lot of red tape with that.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
instead of just let's be creatives, let's be cohesive, and let's just work. Some people come with a lot of extra baggage,
Mm.
so it's like we had to wear different hats. We were forced to do that, and in the process, we just educated ourselves.
Yeah.
We reached out. So now we outreach from within now. So
Mm-hmm.
everything
Mm-hmm.
that you see it's all in house.
Well, it's amazing. And you also are a very motivational speaker, naturally. I see you doing the Motivational Mondays. And I'm a type of person that likes to paraphrase things. I like to paraphrase lyrics,
Right.
quotes, and things like that, because those are the things that stick with me. I don't tend to follow any type of content that is not uplifting, if you will. So,
Right.
I'm going to paraphrase something that you quoted,
Okay. Okay. Let's go
and
for it.
you could, of course, elaborate on it. But it was something that stuck with me. You said wasted energy is far more worse than wasted time. Used energy is transferable, while used time is no longer useful.
Absolutely.
So break that down for us, please, in layman
Appreciate
terms,
it.
for some folks that didn't just hear me.
Yeah. That's
Focusing about.
definitely a Clizzy quotable. Definitely a Clizzy quotable.
Yes, I love
Shout
it.
out to DJ High Volume too. I see you in here.
I see you, high value. K Don is in the
Absolutely.
building.
It's a lot of history. It's a lot of history right there with that guy too.
And if it
So,
weren't for
yeah, we
his
go way
interview,
back.
this wouldn't have
So,
connected the dots because you saw his interview. I saw you, and thank you, Jesus.
indeed, indeed, it was already written. Already written.
Yes, already yours. Thank you.
Um, Wasted. Because here's the thing: whether it's negative or positive, the same energy is applied.
Mm,
So you choose. But understand, just like on Blackout, my last line said, be careful, be mindful of your time because there ain't no forever clocks.
mm,
And that's for real. You know,
yeah,
time just runs out.
yeah.
It doesn't evolve. You know what I'm
That's it.
saying? It doesn't
Yeah.
evolve. The things of a particular time may evolve, but time doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
It will run out
Yeah.
at some point.
Yeah.
It will run out. But energy is transferable, meaning that energy is forever. That's
Mm,
the legacy. You have to be legacy minded.
mm-hmm.
So, build a legacy, leave a legacy.
Mm,
And with that, it's like I said something one time and it was referring to Dr. King. It execute the dream without executing the dream.
mm.
You know what I'm saying? Don't be a dream killer and don't let nobody else kill your dream. Keep the dream alive. And that's with that energy, tapping into that higher frequency, and energy is transferable. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
that's all that is. That's what I meant from there. Energy is transferable, not your time. Time has a limit. It has a perimeter. It has a boundary. It has a ticker on it. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying?
Yes.
It is what it is. It's in and it's out.
It's amazing. It's amazing.
Oh,
And Brandon Hicks said he gets to hear this every day.
that's vice versa. You have no idea. This
That's
guy
a
right
blessing.
here, this guy right here drops
I know.
jewels on me all the
Yes.
time. We just create setting stones all the time.
It's
It's just,
amazing. It's a
yeah, that's all we
blessing.
do is bounce ideas. And, you know what I'm saying? Definitely grateful again for having these accountable partners like that. Brandon, Highlighter,
Mm-hmm.
Mel P,
Yeah.
all these guys, they really sharpen me. They
Yeah.
sharpen me a lot.
It's amazing. And again, it goes back to the people who are around you, right? Surrounding yourself with those type of people and the energy and the connection of people who are bouncing off each other, and not negative energy, of course. So your work definitely comments on current issues, you know what I'm saying? Social issues, political issues. So let's circle back a little bit to March 2020. And of course, when everybody, of course, got the announcement that COVID-19, the bubonic plague, pandemic one, I call it,
Right.
began. Because we know, of course, yes, that's one pandemic, but as I've always remained to say, the real pandemic is racism. So we were all at home, and then some people who've never seen this before visually witnessed many of our people, Breonna Taylor, Ahmaud Arbery, and George Floyd be murdered brutally, by television. And so that ignited, of course, pandemic two. And then people started fighting and protesting and fighting for our lives, fighting for equality. So where were you and what were your thoughts? What was your process? I know you came out with an album in the middle of a pandemic, but what was your mindset when all that began?
At a disarray, really. I was. It's almost like, and I hate to say it, like numb to the fact.
Yeah.
It's like, and that's bad. The fact that it seems like that's the norm.
Yeah.
Outside of an ever-changing world, there's a normalcy with this aggressive action, negative action towards people of color.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then the pandemic as well, because like you and I spoke before.
Yeah.
I agree. There's levels to this pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just in relation to COVID-19 at all. It's bigger than that. It's a lot of this craziness just ran rampant.
Yeah.
And so my mind was like, And I guess High Value can attest to this. The
Mm-hmm.
reason why he put what he put out.
Mm-hmm.
We did a record called "Care About Us,"
Yes.
and it's real. It's a message that's not really being said, in the music world. You
Mm-hmm.
know, we got a lot of picketing, we got a lot of rioting, we got a lot of protesting, but in the music world, it's not. I haven't heard too much uh, about it. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying, from a rhythm perspective. So, and then from the hip hop world, we hear a lot of different people stepping out. Killer Mike, Trey the Truth, Bun B, um, and people are outraged. But I guess my mindset really was, how can I make a difference?
Mm-hmm.
So that also changed the perspective and the paradigm of Man of the Hour, because Man of the Hour actually was supposed to be just Man of the Hour,
Mm-hmm.
but we ended up changing it to volume 1. So we
Mm-hmm.
have like 3 different volumes. So it's 3 different moods, if you will, of
Right.
Clizzy Houston. But this first one just felt like it needed to be cinematic. It needed to be an audio selfie
Mm-hmm.
of myself. And this time, do it for me. It's not uh nothing PR'd about it. There's nothing like I had to do it for a particular niche
Yeah.
or crowd. I had to do it for me. I had to say it so you could say it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, and one thing like Brandon and I have been talking about is, you can't impact the world if you're not first impacted.
Mm. Absolutely.
So this impacted me. So manifestations is what I want to hear,
Yes.
what I want to see,
Mm-hmm.
and not just in my own life, how I can change that for others. So I speak from an encouraging perspective, just to uplift people.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just a regular guy, you
Mm-hmm.
know, reaching out, doing extraordinary things.
Yeah.
That's it. There's nothing more special to me than that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like I just dare to be different, and that's just be myself. I feel like we're all uniquely common. We're more the same than we are different.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And I think this manifestations was right on time. Especially like with like the record Blackout,
Yeah.
even niggas. Niggas was actually niggas. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It was.
Yes.
And we created an acronym for that.
Mm-hmm.
It was negative intentions gainfully geared towards African skin, right?
My God.
That's
Yeah.
what it was. And then I was like, maybe that's too much. And then I was like, I came across niggas because it's a North Eritrean Ethiopian term for king.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Our people were addressed as niggas. You know what I'm saying? So giving it a better light.
Yeah.
The same effort that we've been trying to do forever. You change the ER to an A, and we're making it a colloquialism as a befriending word or term of endearment amongst ourselves, so to speak.
Yes.
Trying to downplay the negative side of it.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I was doing for that. So I was like, let's change it up. We're going to call each other kings and
Yes.
queens,
Mm-hmm.
and we're of royalty. We
Yes.
really are.
Yes, we are.
It just matters like this, like the particles in the stars in the sky. That's what we're made of.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Just high energy, high frequency beings. And that's all I want to be, is just a blessing. But first, I have to impact myself. Do I really believe this? Do I really see a change? And I have to see the change in my own imagination. My dreams are my reality.
Yeah.
So I have to conjure that up. If I'm going to be in this, I have to make it as much of a paradise as possible amongst all the craziness. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So
Yeah.
I guess my mindset was not to water down what's going on, but I guess give ourselves an edge with some level of positivity. Like let's think on a higher level and then attack from there.
Absolutely.
Because emotionally ranting, some people don't even want to hear that. you
Yeah.
know, and you may not hear it. You might not even hear yourself from
Mm.
screaming so loud. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I guess that also alludes to my laid back demeanor, so to speak. It's
Mm.
not a it's not a coy. It's not a game. It's just me, and
Hmm.
it's inviting.
It's inviting and it's very
It's
calm, and
inviting.
people, they react to more something that's calming than something that's like, loud and,
Absolutely.
yeah, voice driven and
Absolutely.
negative. So, wow. So very humble. You definitely, the humility is all over the place here. I think DJ High Volume just said, of course, there's a lot of great sound bites in this interview, and I would have to agree. You said, yes, you're an average guy, but you're a humble guy. There's a lot of folks, of course, as you know, in the industry, and the character is nothing like what we're experiencing in this hour. Uh, with the man of the hour.
I
So
appreciate
I
it.
can say it myself because, I see it, and I know that he who is in you is far greater than he who is in the world.
Most
Okay.
definitely.
So
Most
I
definitely.
appreciate you for feeling very comfortable enough to, again, go here and go deeper with us than just your basic, questions and answers, because you have the ability to change, other people, and people are listening. So talk about your inner peace, because you obviously have inner peace. You have spirituality. I know we're not perfect, and I'm sure
No.
you have your days, but tell me where that comes from, that inner peace. What does Clizz do in the morning? How does Clizz end his day?
Man, I ended the same way I started,
Mm.
with mantras.
Yes.
First thing I say is today is the day,
Yes.
and I just run down the list of what today is. Today
Mhm.
is the last day I do this. You know what I'm saying? Today
Wow.
is the day this increases. Today is the day I see change. Today is the day I do better. Today is the day that I tap into a higher frequency. Today is the day that, everybody that I'm connected to, including myself, get to see a different level of life. And that's not just from a materialistic point of view.
Right.
It's from an inner self point of view. It's like,
Mhm.
if we can see the greatness from within, it'll exude outwardly.
Mhm.
So it's almost like ask yourself the question every day: how deep is your surface?
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? And I scratch beyond that just to see what we can do. See, like Brandon. I mean, I'm glad he's on here too, because like I was telling
Yes.
you before about the podcast that we're doing, that he created called The Irrefutable Truth.
Mm.
I'm an acronyms guy, so I'm like, let's call it the it factor. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's what that is. And so it's just reaching beyond perception and tapping into that undeniable, irrefutable truth.
Mm.
It's your truth, the other party's truth, and then, and in our opinion, God's truth. But um we can't deny anybody's beliefs for the sake of our own. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? We have to have dialogue.
Yeah.
We have to have dialogue. We're social beings. That's how we were made, to have that dialogue. So that's what we're doing here. All we're doing is open conversations.
Mhm.
Just having those conversations. We're not denying any conversations, and we listen. And
Mhm.
that's what I do on a daily basis. I want to hear. I want to be able to hear. Um, I want to be able to see, signs that I may overlook. Different things. It's a whole world outside besides the door that you open and step out into. It's a whole
Mhm.
nother room. It's a whole different paradigm that shifts every day. And we have to be tapped in tune. We have to be able and willing to adjust to it. So that's what I do every day, and hope that everything that I've acquired throughout the day's time, I hope that it stays with me for the next day and just add another chapter to me, add
Mhm.
another layer. And I just, try to be the better me the next day than I was the day before.
Amazing. Well, I like that, especially like with I am, because the affirmations are big. Like the acronyms, the affirmations, like I'm so big on affirmations, it's not funny. So when I hear that song, of course, and then the power of that young man in that song, who is that? Is that your nephew? Who was?
Absolutely.
Okay, so
Absolutely.
of course,
Actually,
you know,
Brandon's son.
is
Brandon's son.
it?
Yeah, it's my nephew Carter. Yeah.
Gosh, I mean, I was just listening to him. I'm just like, oh my God, you know, and just to start off, you know, with such a powerful track, you know, for many,
Absolutely.
because it's again, it's grounding the whole album. You know what I'm saying? It's saying what it is, what it's gonna be. It's limitless, you know, and it
Thank you.
is,
Thank you.
it's
You hit
diamond.
the nail on the head. Matter of fact, we getting tattoos, we getting tatted, we getting limitless on us too.
Are
We're gonna
you?
we're gonna get inked up.
Oh my goodness.
Limitless is the goal.
Yeah.
We have to be limitless. We got to tap into that.
Yeah.
So that's what the I am is. The AM and I am stands for ancestral message.
Mm-hmm.
That's why it sounds the way it sounds. It's a tribal type of vibe, you know.
It's
And
powerful.
so yeah, so you know, I also believe, you know, from a biblical perspective, that the darndest things come out the mouths of babes.
Mm.
And a lot of times our future is held encapsulated within the youth.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Doc Reese.
Amen. I
And
am here.
so having him on there, everything was just pieced together a particular way. Because,
Mm-hmm.
like, you know, again, the album dropped on the 29th of August, which is Carter's birthday.
Oh my goodness.
And as you know, that's how the management group was created, was off his birthday, 829. So that's
Yeah.
the 829 group right there. So same thing
Incredible.
with how I posted. I posted every 8 a.m., 2 p.m., and 9 p.m. every day. So that
Mm-hmm.
was the whole marketing scheme for Man of the Hour. But I wanted him to start it off.
Mm.
And based off, this is what he does every day. He says those complete affirmations every day.
Yeah.
And
Incredible.
I had to have him on there. So I was like, it really was just going to be like a spoken word type of vibe.
Mm-hmm.
But it ended up being, Cheebs actually made it into a hook. And I was like, you know what? The way it
Yeah.
sounded, it was just rhythmic. I'm like, the way he stretched and bended the musicality of it, I was like, you know what? I think I might need to spit on this. I need to put a verse on here. So it
Yeah.
wasn't going to be that.
Yeah.
So again, alignment. You know, everything is already pre-designed. We're just walking
Mm-hmm.
into it. It's already
Mm-hmm.
written. You know, the ink's been dry. You
Yeah.
know, can't delete it, can't white it out. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? You believe, you just walk right into it. You know, so I'm reading this as you guys are reading this. You know, just as we go, and we living it out.
And the numbers are everything, right? I mean, we can go back to, like you said, biblically, because I mean, numbers are everything. Numbers don't lie. You know, they're not coincidence. And that's why when I was saying, like, I wake up, I don't know, all of a sudden lately I've been just being woken up at 5, and I'll get up. Like, I'm not going to sit there and lay. There's nothing going on at 5 a.m. just laying there if my eyes are wide open, you know? So I get up to see what is the number 5 all about, and what is, you know, 535 about, you know?
Right,
And to be able to literally go back to what you were saying is that, you know, the manifestation process is huge, because not enough people believe in it, and they don't realize that is also biblical. You know, the Bible says to call things that aren't as though they are, you know, so
right,
that they've already happened. And I walk around my house, and I always tell this story because somebody probably peering in, looking in the window, would think I was crazy, but I walk up to my counter over there probably about twice a day and receive a Grammy. I walk up to that counter and introduce myself twice a day to my new, you know, genuine connections. You know what I'm saying? And it's just, I'm shaking their hands, I'm receiving. So I probably, like I said, I probably have about 8,000 Grammys, you know, by now.
right,
But it's me. It's not about the accolade. It's just me saying that I know that I'm great. I know that I'm good enough. You know, I am limitless. You know, I am a vocalist. I'm powerful, you know, and I
right,
can do all things through Christ that strengthens me. So it's just like, I think if we get this enough and continue to share this message with enough, you know, more people,
right,
they will get it too in everyday life. And we're not just talking about music. We're talking about what's going on right now, because we are in the middle of a shift. And if nobody realizes that, I don't know what else, you know, to tell you. This is a shift. You know,
right,
the last shall be first, and the first will be last. you know?
Mm.
So, and a lot of that is what you are talking about in your music. So straight up facts is also something that you are delivering. And I like that you're talking about politics. I know some people try to stray away from politics, but November 3rd is approaching us, and people do need to understand, you know, not why voting just on a congressional and state level is important, but why they should always vote on a local level too. So talk to me a little bit about that.
As far as the politics go, like I'm learning more as we go. I mean, just to be honest on that tip, I was one that, you know, thinking that just voting for the president was enough.
Yeah.
You know, we didn't really even talk about that much. You know, in school, it was like the next president was always, I guess, the talk of the town or the main topic or whatever, but not knowing the different levels of legislature, if
Mm-hmm.
you will, and just piecing all these different things together, and really what's closest to you affects things that's the furthest from you.
Absolutely.
So we got to elect the right officials, and from, you know, the judicial level, the mayors, the different senators that represents us or whatnot per state. We got to do that before we even think about the next president. You know
Yes.
what I'm saying? Because these people could actually implement certain laws to be passed.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You got to have a plug. You know what I'm saying? We want to talk about the plug. We
Yeah.
got to vote for the plugs first before we go, you know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
to like the president or whatever. So it's very imperative. I know there's a lot of different stigmas out there. Our votes don't really count. We don't really have a voice. They're going to do whatever they want to do with it anyway. Well, that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
But at least put forth the effort regardless. It's like, okay, let's go ahead and just let's cast a ballot regardless, whether they denounce it or not. They saw me, they
Yeah.
heard me.
Yes. Yes.
You know, it's the same thing. We're billboards right now. We're billboarding for what we want. So it's like, it doesn't mean that everybody interacts personally on the billboard that you put out there, which is your vote, but the fact that you said something and
Yeah.
they actually heard it,
Mm-hmm.
you know, that's one thing. So we start from right there, on actually being heard, even if it sounds like white noise.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's fine.
Yeah.
Let's start from there until that white noise turns into a mumble, and that mumble turns into a powerful phrase.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then that powerful phrase turns into conviction, and that conviction converts over into correction. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? So
Yes. Absolutely.
that, that's the move. So me personally, I'm beating the polls up.
Yes.
I'm beating the polls up. You know, I voted incorrectly once before. I was probably 18. You know, not gonna lie, and you know, they might have somebody on the ballot. You don't even know who this is because you're not paying attention to what's under you, right under your nose. We're always looking at, you know, like I said, up high, and we have to touch everything closest to us before we can, you know, go all the way to the top. So it's like, if you don't know who it is on that ballot, don't just put a vote just to be voting.
Mm-hmm.
Just
Mm-hmm.
don't put anything in that spot. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So it's like, because you don't know what you're putting in office.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You're just checking off something that's to be checking off. So it's like, voting literacy is a real thing, and get yourself educated on that. Go to rememberthethird.com. You
Yes.
know, I'm affiliated with that program and with that entity right there. Shout out to Entertainment Interactive, plugging me in on that. Renee Montgomery, with the WNBA.
Mm-hmm.
They're doing a lot of beautiful things. A lot of different celebrities using their voices and platform, and telling everybody to beat the polls. You know,
Absolutely.
it's been less than a month before we get, you know, show up and show out. So I'll be out there voting early on the 24th. And I hope to see a lot of you out there.
Absolutely. How are you on time? You got about 5 or 10 more minutes left?
I don't know how much more time I
You got
got.
5? I'm just looking at this 60-second countdown it's giving me, so I don't want to close it out like that. So what I'm gonna do is end it and come right back. Okay.
Dope. I got you. I'm
Come
here.
right back. I'll title this volume 1. So all you folks that are tuned in, come right back. Thank you.
Segway.